Although it was rumored that Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, felt threatened by the Beatles and their success in the 1960s, he didn't let that prevent him from singing several of their songs during the second half of his career. In his 1968 comeback television special, Presley mentioned his admiration for the Beatles.
I like a lot of the new groups, you know, the Beatles and the Beards and the whoever, but I really like a lot of the new music.
Beginning in 1969, when he returned to the concert stage after an 8-year absence, Presley incorporated several of the Beatles' hits into his live act. However, none of the Beatles songs that Presley covered were John Lennon songs. They were all Paul McCartney songs, except for one written by George Harrison. The following are the 5 Beatles songs that Elvis Presley sang. Probably the most prominent Beatles song covered by Elvis is Something, due to the fact that Presley sang it live during his Aloha from Hawaii concert special in 1973. This concert was broadcast all over the world via satellite, and has been captured for posterity on the concert DVD and album. George Harrison revealed in the Beatles anthology from 1995 that he met Elvis a second time in New York at Elvis's Madison Square Garden concert in 1972. Harrison intimated that, at the time, he did not like Presley's 1970s sound and wished he would go back to singing his old 1950s hits.
It was in the early 70s, and I went backstage to meet him, and then finally came round the corner and he had that big white outfit with all the gold things and big belt buckle. Like, you know, all his hair was black and he was all tanned and stuff, and he seemed like, just like, wow. And I just felt like this little snotty, grubby little, hello Elvis, how are you? You know, and he was like, hey. Just all this big white thing. And I just wanted to say, oh, why don't you just go and do That's All Right, Mama, and, you know, and forget all that.
Ironically, a few months later, Elvis showcased Harrison's Something with a pinnacle performance in Aloha from Hawaii. Elvis joined the list of performers who have recorded Yesterday, the most covered song of all time, when he sang the song during his August 1969 shows in Las Vegas. The concert recording was released the following year on the album called On Stage. You can watch Presley singing the song during the rehearsals for his 1970 Las Vegas concerts, which were filmed for the documentary called Elvis, That's the Way It Is. The king of rock and roll was known to jam during his Vegas shows and would blend one song into another from time to time. Elvis felt that a great song to blend into his hit Little Sister was the Beatles' Get Back. The song was officially released in 1980 on the box set, Elvis Aaron Presley. You can watch Presley singing the song combo during the rehearsals for his 1970 Las Vegas concerts in Elvis, That's the Way It Is. Hey Jude was probably not the best fit for Elvis's vocal range, at least not the impromptu version that he recorded during his 1969 American studio sessions in Memphis. The song was never completed properly, but was released without Presley's approval nevertheless on the album, Elvis Now, 3 years later in 1972. It was recorded less than 6 months after the Beatles released the song. Go to the daytrippin.com website to listen to Elvis's recordings of all the songs mentioned in this video. Elvis recorded a strictly informal version of the Beatles' Lady Madonna during a May 1971 recording session for a new Christmas album. It's obvious that the recording was impromptu since Elvis did not know all the words to the song. The song was officially released as an informal recording on the box set, Walk a Mile in My Shoes. In 2002, a rare EP collection containing all 5 songs was released on CD called Elvis Sings Beatles Songs. Read more fascinating stories about the behind-the-scenes relationship between the King and the Fab Four in the book by Trina Young called Elvis and the Beatles: Love and Rivalry Between the Two Biggest Acts of the 20th Century. Read a free excerpt at daytrippin.com, or listen to the audiobook for free right here on Daytrippin's YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like this video to help this channel grow. Please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. And keep watching more Beatles videos here.